Please listen to this. I'm going to pay you to talk to me. I'll pay you ahead of time, okay? And there's no risk. You can just listen to these videos. I'm going to send some more money toward your fines. I've already paid $420 or $620. I don't know if you paid $200 payment around Christmas last year or the year before, or if that was me. But you can go to My Case Indiana, type in your name, and you can verify that I've sent a bunch of payments over the past couple of years. I've also sent about 450 or so to your house at 1470 East 550 South in Warsaw, and I've sent 6 phones there with some data plans and 1 tablet. And I don't know if you've received these. If you haven't, please don't get angry if somebody's taking them. I'll talk to you about that. And I just don't think it's a good thing to lay more on people, even if they've screwed up. Plus, I can give you more, and I'm going to give you some more. I have a computer and a couple of phones and a couple of data plans for you. And I'm going to send some more videos soon, so please read the other or listen to the other videos. I also have a place for you to stay, and I'm willing to take off, and hopefully you'll be willing to talk between 6 weeks and 12 weeks. And between 3 and 6 months, I'm hoping you'll be willing to meet in person and interact and see if you can feel okay about me moving back in, because I'd rather not stay away permanently, but if I have to, I will. I'd much rather do that, and I have a reason for that. And if you and I can interact and communicate, it will help me with the girls. And yes, you shouldn't have kept them from me, but no, I'm not angry or hateful. I was angry a few times over the past couple of years, and I sent a couple of messages where I was pissed at you, but it was natural. It was normal. It went away, even if it did sound worse. Now, I'm telling you this because I have my lease paid a full year ahead, and I will leave and let you have the place for that year or even longer. I can also get you a full paid lease with your rent and utilities paid. I'm sure we could probably get that done between 3 and 6 months. I'd have to talk to you more on that. I also don't mind if you bring a spouse, a woman or a guy or both, but I'd like to talk a little and let you know the rules. There aren't many really. It would be your house. I would like to move back in, if possible, like I said, and I know that we could interact a period between 3 and 6 months after you move in. Between 3 and 6 months, I figure we could be interacting in public. And whether or not you believe that you can help me reacclimate with the girls, that doesn't matter. I'll take care of that. I'm certain that just by you and me communicating, I will be able to find a way to the girls. So if you want to do this, I will also go to the courts. I'll go to disability for you. I'll do a lot of things. I also have an interest in repairing a relationship that's platonic with you. No relationship as far as dating or anything. And if that's not up your alley, okay, that's fine. But I would prefer to communicate. Now, there's no real big parameters on you staying there. And if you have to come there with a warrant, I don't know if you have one right now, but I saw a red W by your name, and that's okay. I'll cover you. And if you feel you have to use street stuff, then I can accept that. I'm hoping that you'd be willing to transition off onto medicines. I have some ideas and some staff that can help you get Ritalin or Adderall or Vyvanse. And there's some other stuff like Kratom and Suboxone. There's a cocktail I can tell you about that I've seen work with other people addicted to meth. Now, I'm assuming that you are because of the evidence. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you're interested in that, or even if you're using street drugs, I'll support you. I'll take care of it. You can have your bills paid. You can get free clothing from several places, some 4 times a year, like Wellspring on Interfaith and Martha's Closet on Kentucky Street at Lifehouse Church, and St. Vincent de Paul, and Wayne Township Trustee. And there's some other places. I can also get a 25-pound voucher at Community Harvest, which is like a grocery store food pantry. It's really nice. And the weight will end up being about 100 pounds sometimes, because 40 pounds or 25 pounds is in 4 dry aisles, and then they give you 10 meat, 10 pounds of dairy, and 1 to 3 items in different categories. and they usually have an all-you-can-take in one item, like berries or watermelons or bananas. I'll pay the internet, the Wi-Fi bill. You'll have that. Everything will be paid there. I can also share my food stamps with you. If you need it, we can get you on some. For anybody that doesn't have income or makes low income, even if you can't get food stamps or what have you, I'll cover it. If you will need medical coverage, I'll even set up appointments in my name. And even though you're female, this can work. I'm willing to do a lot to repay what I've done and what you've done for me in a lot of different ways. I'm willing to get you some transportation to my place, including if you want to come stay a week to check it out at a time. If you were going to come stay on a Monday to a Friday, we could set up an appointment in Fort Wayne and pick up in Warsaw and get a free ride. We usually have to do this at least 2 business days ahead, but sometimes they will give you an appointment the same day and a ride. It's just no guarantee. I'll have to explain that to you. And then we could set up an appointment for the following Friday to return to Warsaw by setting you up an appointment in Warsaw and a pickup in Fort Wayne. And we can also set up another one the following Monday in case they no-show. I'll explain why later. We can also set up an appointment the day after you arrive in Fort Wayne if you feel you get there and if you decide to stay and call off your ride back on that Monday. But if you feel later in the night that you don't want to stay, then you can go back on the Tuesday and call off your Friday return and your Monday return. But if you feel you want to stay that night, then you call off your Tuesday return appointment to Warsaw. So I've thought of a lot of different things. If you live there, I can probably go stay somewhere about 1.5 miles to 3 miles away. It's not going to be easy though, but it would be far harder for me to accept not having the tool of interacting with you. So I will do it, even if I have to go to Wabash. But I have a couple of rules, including don't go out at night. Do not go out at night. That's one of my big rules, that's it. But I prefer to be in town in case you needed me. I will also keep a couple of phones on me and show you how you can check where I am at any time. If you sign in to the email addresses I made for you, if I'm signed in also, you and I can look and see where one another is located. I'm just letting you know this, not because I'll do it, but so you'll know that and how you can stop that from happening. You can sign in. You can take over the email account by changing password, the profile information, and then you can remove my devices from your account that I've made for you. But otherwise, if I'm staying in town and you're staying at my place, which will be your place, then I could keep a couple of phones and I'll show you how you can see wherever I am. I'll also keep a camera that you can access. This is that important. That's this important to me. So there's other things too I want to discuss with you. So I'll pay you $50 ahead of time for an hour conversation. It doesn't have to be any way I can track you or anything. I know you may be worried because there may be a warrant for you. I saw a red W by your name. And I'm going to try to pay off the rest of your fines. I'm going to try to get a phone and a computer and a letter to your attorney. That's the only way I know how to get a hold of you. There are also 2 letters that have $40 in cash in them, which I sent earlier last year around March, February to April. You can call the dead letter office at USPS. One of them was $40 in cash sent to the clerk of the court, 121 Lake Street, in your name, and it had your return address, 1470 East 550 South in Warsaw. And then one of the letters went to 1470 East 550 South in Warsaw because I was sending money to you. There was $40 in that also. They had 2 20s, or one might have had 20 and 2 10s in a folded white piece of paper inside of an envelope, and I forgot to put stamps on them. I was in so much pain I didn't want to go get the money orders, and I'll talk to you about that later. But if you call Dead Letter Office, tell them your name. The one that was mailed to your address at 1470 East 550 South, it used Mom's return address, which was 460 Bent Street, Wabash. I don't know whose name I put on the return address. It was probably yours or Mom's. So you can check that out and ask that they be sent to your address. If they won't, then I would ask to send them to the clerk of the court. And I don't think they did that. That's what I need to check on, yeah. That's how I can find out if those ever made it there. I requested they send them to the clerk of the court when I contacted the dead letter office. I suggest you do the same. But if they need a payment, I'll do the payment. Your name is on both of them, so you should have more power than I do, actually. And I know it was a mistake to send it that way, but please check that out because that will help. I have a couple of phones for you. I have a computer. If you want a different phone, if you don't want one I've handled, we can sell these and get you some other devices. And I'll agree to that as long as they have certain specs, because I always prefer a phone has water and damage resistance. And if they have IP67 or higher rating, like IP68, and if they have mil-spec, MIL-STD810 rating, I'll be good with that. I can tell you some phones that have that, and I have a couple that have that for you. So I'd also like to get you a Panasonic Toughbook with Windows 11 if you don't want the computer that I have for you. I have others for you and the girls. I also have a data plan for you, 2 of them. We can make one of them unlimited data. It'll have a lot of fast data, actually, and I'll cover this later for you. So please communicate with me. I hope to hear from you.